Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to today's video, which is going to be a full face of new makeup. We're going to be focusing specifically on two brands. I have the Oceana palette from Spectrum Cosmetics, as well as their highlighter, and then their mascara. So kind of three products from Spectrum, and we're also going to be trying a few from Armani. So a little bit of a mixed bag of stuff and a few other new things, which is a bit random. So yeah, so we're just gonna try a whole bunch of new stuff and see how it goes. It's not really a first impressions for everything because I have tried some of the products before. So yeah, if that sounds interesting, please keep watching. Okay, for those of you new here, hi, I'm Carolyn. Welcome to my little makeup YouTube thing. Yes, thing. Anyway, so what I normally do is I start with the eyes and then we will work on to the face. I don't see any reason to change it up today. I've never tried this eyeshadow. I've only barely even touched it, so I don't know how much fallout we're gonna get, so I think it's best to kind of go with my instincts. Let me show you guys the palette. Okay, so here's the outside. And then it actually folds back really nice, so it has like this nice hinge on it. So this is what she looks like. So I'm very tempted by this row here, the greens, which is where I think I'm gonna probably focus. This brown here seems to have like some sort of a greeny undertone, so we might go into that, or maybe the copper, or maybe the purple. I don't know, but we're probably gonna focus on these three colors. So we'll have this pale or light green matte, then there's a green shimmer, and then there's a shimmery white. Is that shimmery? Yes, it's very shimmery. It's almost like an iridescent kind of color. So what I'll do is I'll just zoom you guys in a little bit just so that my face is a bit closer, and then we will go ahead and get started. Okay, so not super close today. I'm not, my skin is looking really good. It's just very, very spotty looking today. Like all the different colors and pigments and stuff are really highlighted because I was out in the sun a little bit yesterday. So that tends to make my like sunspots and other pigmentation in my skin kind of pop a little bit more. So it's looking a bit spotty to me, so I think it'll be good once we put on the foundation, and you'll see how nicely it tends to even everything out. Okay, so like I said, I think we're gonna go with the greens, but first let's go ahead and prime the eyes. So this is the Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. I've tried it a couple of times and I'm not really that impressed with it, but we're going to go ahead and give it another shot today. What I noticed with it is that my eyes would crease very, very quickly. I have quite oily skin, and obviously they're hooded eyes, but they're not like super, like this is not that far down, which means that eyeshadow primers are really important to me. And so if it's not something that works well, I'm just going to tell you. So the actual primer, eyeshadow primer looks like this. So it's just a flat paddle doe foot kind of applicator. So let's just go ahead and just kind of smooch that on. I don't think you have to be very, very precise or beautiful when you first put it on. You just have to kind of get it on the eye and then smooth it out a little bit more. So let's go ahead and just... Okay, so as you can see, you probably shouldn't even notice anything on my eyes at all. The color is a pretty good match to my actual skin tone, which is very nice because sometimes I don't always highlight the brow bone, and so if it's a really light pigment, you can kind of see the white or light color through it. So for me, that's very useful. Okay, so like I said, I've not even really swatched these, so it's going to be a bit of an experiment. This is very heavy, so I am going to have to leave it down, even though it does have a nice, like a big giant mirror on it. It's a bit too heavy just to hold in your hand. So I'm just going to use my little cat mirror and just kind of look off to the side a little bit while I do. I do have a mirror in front of me as well to help. So let's go ahead and dip the brush into that first green matte color. And on the brush, this is a Makeup Addiction Expert Blender brush. It's just a big fluffy brush. It looks much more teal than I thought it did in the pan. So, sorry, itchy nose. So let's go ahead and tap that in, kind of starting here along the crease line, bringing it down a little bit, just pushing it in to start with onto that primer, and then we're just going to blend it a little bit. I mean, it blends quite nice. It's a little bit more sheer than I was expecting. I can see my veins on my eye through it, so it's not super opaque, but that's okay. Just keep on blending. And let's go ahead and do the other eye. Okay. Okay, I think that's looking fine so far. It's a very pretty color. The texture is very smooth. It went on and blended really nicely. So let's see how once we add in another color. So the darker green is a shimmer, so I'm not sure how well it's going to blend in, but let's just give it a go. There's not another darker matte in here, so that's kind of, for me, the only direction that I would feel like normal and comfortable to go towards. So let's just... Okay, it's not anywhere near as dark as it kind of looks in the pan. Let's just kind of keep on building and see what we get. I am just pushing it in. I'm using a blending crease. It's just a slightly smaller, more tapered blending brush. But I'm using it to kind of pack that in here to deepen up the color as much as I can. It's actually tonally really similar to the matte, so it's almost just like the same color but in a shimmer form. So I mean, it's very pretty, but it's, you know, there's a lot of shimmers in this palette, and there's not a lot of there's no dark mattes really, so this is, I think, where you're going to end up going with it color wise. Although the purple looks reasonably dark. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to build this a little bit more and do the other side. Well, somehow I have a whole bunch underneath my eye now, so I'm not really sure how that's happened. I don't know. I think when I have my eye closed like this, I end up kind of accidentally hitting the bottom of the eye quite a lot. So, but I'll clean this up in a minute, so it'll be fine. I mean, I like the colors. I think it's really pretty so far. We're going to go in with that kind of icy white color, so I just have a flat... This is a Dew Color number 5. It's just like a small kind of flat packing brush. So we're just going to go in with that iridescent white color. Kind of chunky. And let's just go ahead and... Ooh, pretty. Ooh, that's really pretty. It makes it kind of have like a cool iridescent kind of shift to it, which I really like. Some of the green is coming back up on the brush though, so that hasn't stuck down very well. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me just go ahead and clean up right here, and then we'll go ahead and do the mascara. And maybe, should we do something on the waterline? Yeah. This one again? Alright, I'm still trying out these fun LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner, so let's go ahead and put this on the waterline in a moment. Okay, be right back. Okay. Alright, so I have tidied that up a little bit, so let's go ahead and just tuck that away for the moment. Let's go ahead and do the mascara and the eyeliner now, and then we'll go ahead and hit the rest of the face. So I've been playing with these LA Girl Shockwave Neon Liners, and I think they're quite fun. I got, how many colors did I get? 4. And I still need to get, I think, another one. There's like a purple one. Oh yeah, I totally can't do this on camera. So sorry, I will be right back. I can't hold the mirror and do everything all at once, so just a second. It goes on so well, like it's so creamy. So as I'm doing the rest of the face, let's see how much it kind of settles and kind of smooches off. So this was actually a free gift when I ordered the rest of the Spectrum line, and this is their Zodiac Dark Matter Black Mascara. So this is the packaging here. Sorry. So this is it. And let's go ahead and see what this looks like. So, oops, sorry. So it's kind of like a rubbery looking brushes, like they're quite short and a bit rubbery. So I don't know, it doesn't really say what kind of mascara this is. Like, is it lifting or voluminizing or whatever? So let's just see how it looks. It's okay. I think it feels a bit like a more watery formula. So it's going on reasonably well, but that might mean to me that it's going to come off really quickly, so it'll be an interesting experiment here. And we'll do a little bit on the lower lashes. My lower lashes are crap. They're just like really like 10 of them. Oh, I hate when that happens. It tends to happen to me quite a lot. I think I'm a little bit eye sensitive. Yeah, I got quite a bit above there. It's okay. Let's just let that sit there for a second, and then I will brush it away. Shall I do the brows? You don't want to see the brows. I'm just going to use this one I've used quite a bit before, which is the Brow Divine from Nabla Cosmetics. I do quite like it. I think it's a good color match. I saw myself, like when I was filming the last video with new makeup. Well, not new makeup, when I did my makeup bingo one. I had used this one, the NYX Ash Brown color in it, and looking at the footage afterwards, I think it looked a little bit red. So I like, this one is much more like a cool brown, so I think it's a bit of a better color match for me right now. Anyway, so I'll just go ahead and all I'm going to do is just fill them in a little bit and comb it through just to give them a little bit more intensity, and that's it. I'm not really going to shape them at all because I don't really care. Okay, so that's the eyes pretty much done. I'm not going to do any liner or anything today. I think that's going to do it. I might put I'm filming another video, so I might do liner for that one. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned up under the eyes a little bit more from that mascara, which got everywhere. So now let's go ahead and get into what for me is the more fun today, which is surprising because usually I'm an eyeshadow, like yay, eyeshadow. But I've actually tried this, I think, twice now, so this is my third time. So I think I can give you kind of a little bit of a real feedback on this one now, which is the Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. Yeah, so we have the color number 4 here. It just so happened to be like one of the few colors that was still available, and miraculously it actually matches me. So it's a squeezy tube. So let me just show you kind of what the color looks like just straight out of the tube. So it's quite a liquidy product, but I've been pretty impressed the couple of times that I've used it, in that it almost feels like you're not wearing anything, but what it does is really just kind of evens out the texture of your skin a little bit. So I'm just dotting it a little bit, kind of everywhere. Why is there blue stuff on my chin now? Ah, that's why. So I got eyeshadow all over my chin where I just put that foundation because I wiped my face with this towel covered in green eyeshadow. So let me go ahead and try and clean that. Waste that little bit of foundation there. Good job, Carolyn. Yay, mistakes. Things happen. It's okay, guys. So I'm using this sponge from Colourpop. It's the velvety finished one. I'm sorry, I've lost the box now, so I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put it down in the description below. And I've tried it only a few times, so I'm still on the fence. I don't know that I really enjoy using a sponge that much, but we're going to keep on trying. So let me just show you kind of how this goes on. So color-wise, it looks a little bit dark or like orangey kind of to start out, but once it shears all the way across the face, I think it ends up looking pretty much exactly right. So I'll just do one half, and you can just see kind of the difference between the two sides a little bit on kind of what it looks like to start with. The only thing I've found with this is I feel personally that I need to use a lot. And it's not really because it's not, what's the right word? Like it's not giving coverage, it's just like it feels like you have to use a lot of product to get it to cover your face. So I think it's probably, you're using a lot more maybe than you would with other foundations, which means that it's probably more expensive per application. But just with that little bit, for me personally, it looks like it's evened things out quite a bit. I will kind of come back and hit a few other areas and just try and put a little bit more coverage, but let's go ahead and blend the other side. And I haven't put much on the forehead yet, so let's just kind of, so you can see how even a little bit really starts to take away some of those textural things. It's still there. I haven't put very much product there, so we'll come back with probably another layer. But the nice thing is that like on this side, like I don't feel like I have anything on my skin, like at all. It feels completely just like a moisturizer, and then not even anything after that. So it really is like feels like your skin. Okay, let's just add a little bit more to some of the areas that I feel need a little bit more coverage. So the main bits are going to be here, right there on my forehead, which is one of my bad spots. I could use concealer, but I do want to just try and use as much with the foundation as possible to show you guys how much coverage you can get with it. So I'm just going to pat it in with my finger a little bit first before with the Beauty Blender, because the blenders, obviously they do soak up some of the product as you're applying it. So if you want more coverage, then don't use a blender, use a brush like a foundation brush. But I'm just dotting that out to help. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and go in now with the sponge. Okay, so I think that's buffed in pretty well, and like for me, looking at it in the my mirror and then trying to kind of look at it at camera, it really does just look like my skin, but a little bit softer, a little bit less pigmented and blotchy in places. So it isn't any kind of full coverage. You can still see my spots through it. You can still see everything on my cheeks, just not as intensely as they had been before. So I'm really enjoying this. I know it's a bit on the expensive side, but compared to a lot of other foundations, like, what did I just get? Let me check this pricing for you, actually. Okay, so this one was retailing for £32, and then just a similar kind of liquidy tinted one. I got this Clinique anti-blemish one, which I'm still testing out. Really liking this one too. And this one I got on sale for $22, but I'm gonna go check what the price is right now on it. So 28, £32. It's not a huge amount of difference. So I don't think it's like that outrageously expensive for a foundation. And I mean, I really, really like the way that it looks. I know that it's a bit hard on camera to appreciate how it looks in real life, but it just looks really soft and natural. So I also have the Armani, what is this one? Is it the Power Play? Sorry, it's very tiny font. Power Fabric Concealer, and I got this one. So this was in number 4, and I got this one in number 3. Now, I don't really like this one. It's, I think, a bit too wet for my very, very oily skin, and it creases almost instantaneously. So I'm going to put some on, but very, very little, just to try and hide the dark under eye bags a little bit more. Otherwise, I think for me, this is a pass. It really is just too, probably just too hydrating. So maybe if you have really dry skin, this one might be a good option. But for me, well, you'll probably see how quickly it creases here in a few minutes. So that's probably enough. And I don't know if that's like normal for this concealer, whether I got like a weird batch, you know, you never know. So one thing I've been doing also to help my foundations look a little bit better on my skin, because I've been having a really hard time with them recently. They just haven't been like laying right. They get really clumpy in places, is I've been doing a lot of exfoliating, and not like physical exfoliating, but chemical exfoliating. I've been using the Pixi, the Overnight Tonic, Overnight Glow Tonic, I think, or Glow Serum, and that's really been helping, like with the pores. It hasn't really shrunk them because they're the size that they are, but it's helped get out some of the stuff inside of them, which means that the product lays more naturally on them rather than looking like a whole little bunch of dots. Like the first time I applied this, I could see like little dots all over my nose, and now I really don't even notice them. It almost looks really normal to me. Like it doesn't really look like I'm wearing anything. A little bit on the side still, but that's just like, I have to, you know, I have to keep on going with it. So it's so wet that it's just moving all around. So just watch it a little bit and you're gonna see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually not gonna really set my whole face. I'm just gonna kind of set under the eyes to keep that where it is, and a little bit here on the cheeks where I'm gonna put down some powder product. Actually, fuck it. We're just gonna set the whole face. Whatever. It's fine. I have oily skin. I really should be setting my products, but like it's already creased a little bit, like right there. And that's been 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So to set the face, where's my big fluffy brush? There it is. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I do like it. I mean, it's fine. I don't know that it's any better than many other powders, to be honest with you. So let's just start. And for me, with the foundations, like it will normally look quite bad before I even powder it. But if my pores are looking really bad, as soon as I powder it, it's going to look like ass. So let's just kind of see how this all all pans out. I mean, it looks like my face looks powdery right now, but I'm just kind of packing it on. And then we'll brush most of it off again, so. Okay. So I feel like that's looking, I mean, it looks really nice in the camera, and it's all kind of matching, which is cool. But in real life, it also looks really nice. I mean, the only thing is I got a little bit of creasing in my forehead, but I always have this slightly like worried, wrinkly head anyway, so I'm not particularly surprised that's the way it looks. What's next? Okay, I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit of bronzer just kind of right here, so quite low down, just to help kind of shape the face a little tiny bit. I don't really want to look bronzed today, to be honest with you. I'm just using the Fenty Shady Biz bronzer, just a little bit, and I'm not sweeping it, I am just patting it lightly in place, and then I'll just blend it a little bit right here. It's just trying to give the face a little bit more dimension. I think when you put like a flat product like a foundation on, it can make your whole face look like flat all of a sudden. So now we have two other products. So we have, again, the Spectrum highlighter. This one is just Oceana Oyster highlighter is what it's called. And it is very kind of white almost. Ooh, there's like a little bit of a reflect in it in the camera. That's pretty cool. So we have that one. And then we also have a blush. I finally was able to leave the house and like go out for a little bit. The lockdown is still on here in the UK, but I went to Superdrug and they had a stand in there of Flower Beauty, and I have never tried Flower Beauty. I got really excited, so I picked up one of the blushes, and this is in Peach Primrose. So I thought it looked really soft, so I thought it might go. I don't know that it goes with what I'm wearing, but I thought it was maybe the right choice considering me and my blush problems. But it already looks moderately pigmented, so let's just start here. Go up the side a little bit. It is very soft, it's not very pigmented, which for me is a nice thing. And I think it's a really nice match. It's almost like a little peachy orangey kind of undertone, which I think on my skin more makes it look like just tanned and kind of healthy rather than like a full blusher, even though it is quite blushy on either side. I will come back, just clean the brush a little bit, and then just soften that. Okay. Cool. All right, what's left? Highlighter. So this brush I really like. This is the Kaleidos H1 brush. It's their highlighter brush, so let's go ahead and go into it. Let's see. I don't really see anything. Let me, oops, sorry, let's change the color. There, okay, finally now we got a bit. Ooh, yeah, no. It's really making this part of my under eye look super textured. Alright, let's try it on the other side here. Just try and keep it a little bit lower out of that. I have like the little dots, lots of the little dots under here, and it's really making them pop out. It's pretty. It takes a bit. I don't know how much you're seeing that I'm like having to pack on here, but to see it in the camera and even in real life, it seems like I have to really put quite a lot on. So if you want something very subtle, then maybe this is the right thing. I mean, usually I would want something subtle, and that's, you know, usually me, but I also want it to be subtle quite quickly. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I don't like having to add more and more and more product. It doesn't, the more product I start putting on my face, the heavier it starts to feel. Sorry, God, itchy nose. And that's really like the last thing I want, is to have a heavy feeling face of makeup. Let's try a little bit here. Sorry, the sun went behind the clouds, so if it looks a little darker in here, it's the sun. Okay, so last thing, I have, let's try this one. So I got this lip tonic from Kaleidos. This is it here. It's called Immersion. So I haven't really tried it, but it looks like a nice kind of purpley color, so I don't know, the palette was green and purple, so why not? Let's see what it does. Ooh, it's almost like a full, like proper liquid. Alright guys, so that is the finished look here. I'm pretty happy overall. I think it worked really nice. I don't think there was anything today that wasn't like decent. Let's see how this is. It's drying down, so let's see how that dries in a minute. Let me just take a little bit off. It feels a bit sticky as it's drying down, so let's wait a minute as we go through everything else. So the eyeshadow palette I think is fine. I think it is quite pricey. It was like 30 something pounds for this. How much was this? Okay, so the palette was 30 pounds and that's for 9 colors, which seems a little bit on the pricey side. I think the shadows themselves were fine. I mean, it's a nice weighty, heavy kind of palette. I don't know that this is going to be my favorite formula, but they do seem to work out nice. So I would like to keep on trying this. I hadn't really tried it before, so fine so far, so good. We'll see. Sorry. The highlighter from Spectrum, I'm not really sure about. I think it looks really pretty on the skin now that it's on and kind of settled a little bit. Maybe I should do a setting spray or something to make this really pop a bit better, but I don't want to. Not after the last time with that Pixie setting spray, which nearly killed me. So I think this is fine. It's like a little bit, like you do need quite a bit of product to build it up, so just kind of keep that in mind. This foundation, seriously guys, I really, really do like it. If you want something that's very just light coverage, it's a little bit more than like a BB cream. So maybe in like the CC cream kind of region, but I swear it feels, the only thing I feel right now is the powders like right here on my cheeks. Otherwise, I barely notice that I have this on at all. I'm very, very happy with this purchase. So if you're looking for something, yeah, it's really good. The Power Fabric Concealer, it is creasing quite a bit already under my eyes, which I do not enjoy. Like the NYX, the cheap one, the Born to Glow one, doesn't do that at all. So it's definitely the product and not my under eyes. So for me, this one would be a pass, but maybe if you're more dehydrated, not dehydrated, like dry skin, it might be okay for you. So I don't think it's bad, but it definitely just creases on me pretty much right away. So something to think about. What else do we try? The mascara, I'm not really sure. It barely looks like I'm even wearing mascara right now, and usually when I put it on you can tell, but it looks like my eyes are bald right now, and I definitely have mascara on. So I think that one would be a pass for me. That's the Spectrum mascara. So the Flower Beauty blush, yes, I do like this. It's very soft, very natural looking. I think it looks great. I love it. So I'm definitely going to pick up maybe more of these ones. But this color, this is the Peach Primrose. I think this is a good color choice for me. It's not too different from the Cover FX one I have, which is probably why I like it. Fair enough, right? So we got that one. What else? Okay, so this eye primer, the Natasha Denona one, it's obviously not going to crease right now. It's only been on for like 20-30 minutes, so it's not going to crease right away. But it will. It will. Maybe I'll take a picture a little bit later and you can see what's going to happen there. But I'm not really sure about this. I think maybe if my skin was less oily or my eyes were less hooded, then maybe it would be good. But for me, I just really, the first time I tried it, I was so shocked at how badly it creased almost right away. So that's a no. This lip tonic, we are going to have to let it settle and sit a little bit. The lips feel so dry all of a sudden now, so I think I would need like a gloss on top of it to make myself feel like slightly alive. I don't know. It's dry. It's a little bit sticky, but not too bad. I'm just not sure if the texture is perfectly right for me. But maybe if I put, this isn't gonna match, but like if I put like this Lucid lip gloss on it, maybe that would magically make it better. Okay, it does make it better. This is nice. Oh yeah, and it looks really pretty, like a blue shift. Anyway, that wasn't the point. Yeah, so overall, I think it was pretty much a success. I'm really happy with the way the look turned out, except for the mascara, which makes me look like I'm not wearing any eyes. Like my eyes are disappearing into my face a little bit, so I don't enjoy that. But the rest of it, I think, looks pretty good. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Tell me what you think if you tried any of these products, if you have any thoughts or comments. Leave me a comment down in the description or in the comment area down below. I'll leave a link to all of these products in the description box, and yeah, if you enjoyed this you could like, or you could subscribe and come hang out with me again. That'd be fun. There are no cats in the background today. Stella has decided that the couch is now bad. So she is not visiting me on the couch anymore. Betty is sitting here with me, but we're having some sort of territorial dispute in the house. Some sort of convention may need to be convened to make things better. But right now, all is not well with the cats. There's a lot of fighting and kind of power plays going on. So it's like having my own little Game of Thrones, but with literal chairs and beds and stuff happening in my house. Anyway. Alright guys, take it easy, have a great rest of the day, and we will see you in my next video. Bye bye!